Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Princess Leah 888, and this is Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Welcome, welcome to the All Signs reading for the month of March. We are coming back for part 3. We got our tea, got our Palo Santo, and we're about to get into the tea of the energies for the signs Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio tonight. So I hope you got your tea, something you're sipping on. In today's message for this lovely, lovely March evening, enjoy the journey. So let's cleanse and clear this energy as we enjoy our journey and get into the tea. I have a very special message for this collective that we're reading for tonight. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am glad you are here. And if you would like to be a part of my small vibe tribe, you are absolutely welcome to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I go live. And yeah, my mission here on this journey is to do my part in healing the heart of the divine masculine, the sacred feminine, and through conscious love. And all of the messages that I pulled are always with the highest intention from spirit, from our gracious, omnipresent, divine God, the energies related to conscious love. I feel like I've always been a lifelong student of love and understanding what it truly, truly means and how it truly, truly manifests within us as well as within our relationships. And I believe that it is a never-ending unfolding discovery as we are constantly expanding, constantly learning, and constantly, becoming more and more aware of our own true authentic self, and seeing the divinity in all, especially within our beloveds. So, yeah, if you like that vibe, definitely hit this like button and subscribe to our vibe tribe. I have a very special message for Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio tonight. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share this message, but it's very beautiful. I pulled some cards this morning, and I didn't know if I was just gonna keep it just for my own personal message, but Spirit is allowing this message to also be transcribed to you. So get your tea, whatever you want to sip on, water, soda, wine, whatever you want to sip on. I am sipping on a collective conglomeration of a couple of my concoctions, my mango ginger yerba mate and my berry mint chamomile, along with my mom's apple whatever she made. And it's pretty good. So get some sip on, cheers, and let's get into it, shall we? Yum, it's really good. All right, so get that enjoy the journey message here. So the messages that came through this morning, really beautiful. I pulled from the oracles, the Four Agreements, Beyond Lemuria, the Moonology, and of course the Akashic Star Child Tarot. And the three cards that came out, well, let's go ahead and start with the first one here at the bottom of the deck. I want to start with this one because it says, express your divinity. And we have the affirmation card that goes with it. There is no one like me. So I want to start this out for this reading for Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. If you have been needing some positive inspiration, just a reminder that you are a divine, beautiful being, and you don't need the acceptance of others. Don McGilvery's has a little message on the back here. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You have the right to be you and to express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. And the song that was coming into my head right as I was coming down here, because I found myself nitpicking little things about my hair and my blah, 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 my face and all the things. And I was like, I need to stop. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I had to remember, you are beautiful. Okay, you are beautiful. And that's when I heard Christina Aguilera, you are beautiful no matter what they say. All right, so I, as an intuitive artist, performing artist, and healer, I also download music and songs because that is also, I have to say, before I get into it, that is the collective universal language is music and song, and the lyrics of songs speak depths of our soul that our conscious mind don't even know, and sometimes don't even come into fruition for of understanding for years. I wrote a song back in 10th grade during history class that I performed at open mic for the first time in a couple years. This a couple days ago. And as I was practicing it, it dawned on me that the song lyrics that were coming into were exact verbatim an unfolding that happened with my divine beloved after 20 years of not seeing this person. And so does your soul know? Well, it is the song of the universe. And the sound of the universe came out with Beyond Lemuria, along with Trust Your Innocence. I'll get back into Don Miguel Ruiz's 4 Agreements, but this wants to come through. Trust Your Innocence, the sound of the universe, and harmonic flight came through Beyond Lemuria. And these are such beautiful cards. This harmonic flight is considered the twin flame card in Izzy Ivy's Beyond Lemuria. Twin flame, divine counterpart, seeing your soul in another, the physical being of your counterpart, your divine masculine or divine feminine in human form, are connected through the vibrations of love. It is the same soul core frequency, as if you are one egg that has the egg white and the egg yolk. And you see each other, you reflect each other, and you build and you grow and you expand with each other. And that means always connecting to your soul alignment, always connecting to your authentic, true authentic state as best as you can, because that is where your divinity, your divine counterpart is connected to you. So when you are out of alignment with yourself, with source, with the gracious, omnipresent, divine, God, you are also out of alignment with your soul counterpart. So I love that Trust Your Innocence came out with the sound of the universe in harmonic flight, especially because the song that I written in 10th grade, it reminds me of it's the inner child. I also sang another song that I had never sang that was written in 6th or 7th grade. All these songs coming up. Mercury retrograde also brings up nostalgic past life connections and inner child healings and awakenings, and the innocence of your inner child knows so much more than we give it credit. Same with the music, the sound of your soul, the sound of your spirit knows. So when you trust the inner child, the innocent inner child, the innocence of that pure love, pure divine love that has not yet been tainted, and you sing from that space, you dance from that space, you write from that space, you speak from that space, that connects you to the universal frequency of conscious love. Isn't that beautiful? So I love that. I love that. We have embraced your freedom. Be immune to other people's opinions and be aware of unconscious assumptions. I want to read this part of the of embrace your freedom, because you gain a huge amount of freedom when you don't take anything personally. No spell can affect you regardless of how strong it may be, and if you live without fear, if you love, you will be happy with your life. The freedom to love, the freedom to choose to think positive thoughts. The freedom, that is true freedom. Freedom is not necessarily freedom of being able to do everything that you want to do when you want to do it. Freedom is choosing your thoughts, choosing. I was just listening to an Abraham Hicks message earlier this afternoon. Choosing true freedom is being able to not take anything personally, not let other people's opinions affect you, not let unconscious assumptions and doubt and fear and all these things hold you back and limit you. Even if it's against, there's a law against something that is your free right, and you feel blocked or unable, you feel limited. True freedom. I'm hearing, I think it was the Apostle Paul, but don't quote me, because I don't be quoting all the scriptures by verbatim. But there's a part I remember, I think it was Paul, who was in jail, and he said, I have learned to be content in whatever state I'm in. Okay, content. Content means at peace with where you're at. And that is also the true essence of Om, the seventh chakra, of your crown chakra. My mom used to tell me it meant peace within yourself, internal tranquility. And what I'm now finally clicking with this is peace with who you are now. Acceptance, accepting all of who you are, accepting every bit of who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, the light, the shadows, the parts of you that you wish you could just crumple up and throw it away or eat it and never show it ever. The parts of you that you still feel are not good enough to be loved. The parts of you that have made mistakes, that have hurt people that you do love, that have done wrong in the eyes of everyone. Being able to truly accept that part of you, that is the true essence of Om. That is the true crown that you put on to see the beauty that you are as you are. We are not broken. One of my favorite things, I'm so grateful that Abraham Hicks talks about, is we are not broken. For so long I've been saying I'm broken, I'm battered, I'm broken, I'm imperfect, I'm perfectly imperfect. And I'm starting to also now understand that we are perfect, perfectly made in the image of our gracious, omnipresent divine. We are perfectly made in the vibration of conscious love. We are already perfect as we are. However, we have been, as Abraham Hicks says, pinched off. We have been pinched off. We have forgotten. We have forgotten. And when we start to remember more of our divinity, when we start to remember just how there is no one like you or me, and when we start to remember that I am beautiful no matter what they say, words can bring me down. No, 'cause you You are beautiful in every single way. 'Cause words can bring you down. No, no. So don't you bring me down today. Don't you bring me down today. We are expressing our true divinity today. We are expressing our true love today. So don't you let them bring you down. Expect powerful change. We have both of the eclipses, and we just had our eclipse season. The eclipse of that of the new moon in Aquarius, which also was the Chinese New Year of the year of the snake. Or I'm sorry, the year of the wood horse, the fire horse. So we have the new moon. Expect powerful change. The new moon eclipse in Aquarius that we had, and the full moon eclipse in Virgo that we just had last week on the 3/3 portal. Conclusions are within reach. So from the new moon in Aquarius on February 17th to the full moon eclipse in Virgo on 3/3, there is powerful change that has been occurring, and conclusions are within reach. And you know what those conclusions are? A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Okay? So be prepared to succeed. You are prepared to succeed. I know this is backwards and blurry, but tell yourself, I am prepared to succeed, because a win-win outcome is forecasted. A win-win outcome is forecasted. A personal resolution, a personal issue reaches resolution. And you know why? Because you are the magician, okay? Collective, whether you have Virgo, Libra, or Scorpio strongly in your chart, everyone has these signs somewhere in our houses, in our planets. We all have 12 houses, and they all have Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio somewhere. So if you're listening and this is resonating, the lights are flickering because we have some storms that are starting to come through. After 85-degree weather, this is the Midwest for you, we have storms. I watched the storms. I was at the park, my favorite park, and I watched as it went from 85 degrees and the storm clouds just covered. I watched it cover over, and then all of a sudden it got colder and colder, and then all of a sudden it's sprinkling, and then you hear thunder, and now we have thunder storm warnings coming through. That is the Midwest. But that is also just as powerful of the big, powerful changes that you are to expect within your own life, within your own outcome. Okay? Things can change just as quickly as the weather changes out here in Kansas City, okay? Because and know that you are the powerful manifester of this, because you get to choose the thoughts that you think. You get to choose. Yes, the thoughts come into your head, but you get to choose if you want it to stay. You get to choose if you want it to integrate. You get to choose if you want to believe it or not. So either choose, where are you at? Choose to think positive thoughts. Choose to be confident with the Queen of Wands, which is the card of confidence. Okay, I know we're in 20 minutes, 19 minutes right now, and we haven't even got started on the signs. But like I said, this is for everyone. You are the magician, okay? Believe in yourself and your abilities, because you are the most powerful magician that there is within your own self. So what you are being asked today is to surrender, to breathe, to be still, and to ask God, Jah, Allah, Spirit, Divine, however you want to call it, to grant you the serenity to accept the things that you cannot change. Okay? And the courage to change what you can. And you know what you can. You can change your thoughts. You can change your energy. You are responsible for the energy that you bring into the room, says Maya Angelou. So that's how you manifest. You surrender. That's the best way to manifest. That's the only way to manifest, right? That's the best way to take, I'm hearing to take full advantage of your magician master manifestation master manifester that you are, is to put out into the universe your desires and then surrender, let it go, because the rest is up to God. The rest is up to the gracious, omnipresent, divine. But everything that's in your heart is already yours. Whatever you think is yours, is true. And now I'm hearing quotes all over the place, but my high school volleyball coach and headmaster used to say, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. He was Australian, so I had to do it with his accent. And it took me so long to realize that that's meant we are the creator of our outcome based on the thoughts we choose to put into the outcome. And the biggest revelations I've been having the last couple weeks is, am I moving in fear-based faith or am I moving in love-based faith? Because faith in and of itself is just believing something so hard that you don't have to see it right here, right now, touch it, taste it, feel it, look it, in order to know it's true. That is faith. So you can choose that direction. Which side of the totem do you want your faith to be on, in fear or love? Okay, so that is the little bit of the daily divine messages from Spirit that I had to give you for these 22 minutes. Now we are going to move on to Virgo and see what additional messages Virgo is going to have. We're going to read for the divine feminine, masculine, and messages from Spirit. So I hope that helped. If that was something that resonated with you, if you like those messages, give this video a thumbs up for sure. But I had to share that for this beautiful collective tonight. And I hope it resonated with someone. I trust that whoever heard what they needed, and it will do with it as best necessary. So Virgo, for the month of March, divine feminine, what is the strongest energy for you in the divine feminine Virgo? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have the Chariot in reverse. So there's something that you are waiting for, walking away from, to move towards. We have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Wands here, plus the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I usually only take one, just because for the sake of time. Since these two wanted to pop out, I am going to keep in mind that the Seven of Wands, I'm going to put that on top of the Eight of Cups and the bottom of the deck, because this strongest energy of the Two of Wands is out here for divine feminine Virgo. So what am I seeing here with this, especially with the Seven of Wands? You are waiting for I'm hearing you're waiting. I'm actually hearing John Mayer, waiting for the world to change, as she has the world in her hands. So maybe that is something you actually really are doing, especially in the times that are cuckoo bananas right now. You might be feeling like you need to wait before you can move. And that's okay. We are in Mercury retrograde. You don't need to make any big decisions right now. In fact, you probably don't want to right now, because it is subject to change just as fast as these clouds, right? These emotions are going like this because we are moving into a completely brand new territory, a brand new world, a brand new earth. And like literally, like astrologically, with Neptune in Aries after 160 years and Saturn in Aries after 30 years. I mean, that's huge. Pluto in Aquarius is freaking huge for the next 20 years. This is huge, major changes in our external world. And so maybe right now you're just like waiting on the world to change around you before you feel that you could make a move and make this decision of where it is you want to go. Maybe you're thinking about traveling and you're trying to figure out, where do I want to go in the world, or can I even go in the world? Like, you know what I mean? Those kind of things. And but whatever choice that you are choosing, stand firm in it, because the Seven of Wands says do not let any outside influences try to navigate or infiltrate their opinions on you, or their fears, or their whatevers, judgments. Walk away from the things that are not serving you, Divine Feminine Virgo. That's what you are working on. You're waiting on the world to change so that you can, and as you're doing it, you're walking away from the things that are no longer emotionally serving you, so that you can come into alignment. There's that eclipse right here. Come into alignment and make a very strong, firm decision with the Crone of Swords, the final decision, with confidence, the confidence that you seek, the confidence that you need to stand firm in whatever choice it is that you are making. I hope that helps, Divine Feminine. That was really beautiful. Let's move on to the Divine Masculine, Virgo. Divine Masculine Virgo babies. Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever Virgo is in your chart. What is the strongest energy for the month of March? We got Judgment in reverse. Okay, we have some Phoenix risings that are happening, and maybe you're feeling a little bit nervous about this. You know, Judgment Day is like, where have I been? What have I been doing? That's Saturn and Aries looking back at the last 20, 30 years. 30 years. Where have your choices brought you, and what have you learned from those choices, with the Wheel of Fortune coming out as your strongest energy here? But this is so beautiful, Virgo, Divine Masculine, because the Wheel of Fortune is all it's written in the stars. This is your divine orchestrated path that your soul agreed to when it incarnated in this earth vessel as this particular earth human shell, vehicle, I should say. And so with these last 30 years, if you're 30 years old or older, Virgo Divine Masculine, and looking back at, you know, the karma, the karmic ties, the karmic circles and situations, karma is not bad. Karma is cause and effect. What have you been sowing that you are now reaping? What seeds have you been planting that are now sprouting, that you are now bearing the fruits of? And are there fruits on your tree of the seeds you've been planting? Are there, you know, and these are the reflections that you're actually going through right now here at the bottom of the deck. This is that Mercury retrograde telling you to reflect. Retrogrades are all the RE words. Reflect, revisit, review, reconcile. What are the things that you need to reconcile within yourself? What are the relationships that you need to reconcile so that you can move in, look, the King of Swords, in a confidence of the choices that you make thus far? Because you may not have made the best or wisest choices in the past with the Seven of Swords here. Maybe you were scandalous a little bit. Maybe you were, you know, had a little bit of deception. Maybe you snuck around. You know, the Seven of Swords can also be of, like, you know, theft and just not being as honest and those kind of sly, snaky things, right? But Virgo Divine Masculine, you're reflecting on that this month so that you can reconcile those relationships, so you can reconcile that relationship within yourself, so that you can learn from those things. This is what cognitive functioning means. This is cognitive behavior, and this is how humans get to evolve into extremely intelligent creatures and make miracles happen by learning from your mistakes, by learning from your past, by learning where maybe you weren't doing the best And now you can do the best. You can do your best from here on out. I learned then, I learned about it, and now I will do better, right? Maya Angelou says, if they knew better, they do better. If you knew better, Divine Masculine Virgo, you would do better. But sometimes, especially in the last 30 years, you're probably, because if you're in my demographic, you're going to be around the 30s in your life. You probably are picking up on generational cycles that weren't even yours, that were just embedded in your energy, picking up on activities and behaviors of monkey see, monkey do. Just people that around you were just influencing you and you didn't know. And that's okay. It wasn't your fault. Divine Masculine Virgo, it wasn't your fault. You didn't know better. You didn't have the tools to learn how to love faithfully or consciously. You didn't know because maybe this is all you knew. This is all you saw was deception and deceit and all the things. And now you're now you're recognizing, see that RE word? And you're relearning during this retrograde, during this Saturn and Aries, saying, take a look at yourself, man, in the mirror, and see where you can now do better from here on out, because now the wheels are turning in your fortune, Divine Masculine Virgo. The wheels are now turning for you to decide. You now get to make the final choice. You get to make this final decision about your life, about how you want it to move, not about how people have taught you or what has been done to you. You are now, I'm hearing, a grown-ass man. This is for Divine Masculine men who identify as men, but masculine and feminine energy is all within us, not about gender. But I'm hearing, like, now that you are a grown-ass person, you now get to take responsibility for the energy that you bring into this next chapter, into this next relationship. I hope that makes sense, because it's really beautiful and it's actually extremely powerful. It might feel really scary, but it's actually really, really powerful, Divine Masculine. You know why? Because you get the choice. You get the freedom to choose how you want to move, not to be stuck anymore in other people's secondhand experiences. Okay? So that's powerful. The power is in your hands, Divine Masculine. So take this time to reflect on how you want to move forward, okay? The slate is wiped clean, is what I'm hearing. Completely clean. All right? Really beautiful. Let's see what Spirit has to say for the Virgo collective for the month of March. Temperance, balance, harmony, alchemy is what I hear with temperance. Alchemy. Okay, to alchemize this energy, transmute this energy. Yes, with the High Priestess and the Justice card. I see these major arcanas coming out for you. This is prominent energy. You are the High Priestess. You are now putting the sword down because the battles have already been won. The battle is done. You get to now move into this next new chapter. That's why, Divine Feminine, you're like, where do I go? I'm waiting on the world to change. Where do I go? You walking away from the things that are no longer serving you, and you're standing up against the things that are now you're recognizing against, out of alignment with your truth. Look, we have the Crone and the King of Swords, which are the same card. But in the Modern Goddess Tarot, there are no male figures. So this is Crone of Swords. You are now recognizing you get to make this choice. This choice is in your hands of how you want to move forward. And so Spirit is saying, tap into your High Priestess. Tap into your higher self, your higher soul wisdom. Listen to the guides around you. You know the truth now. You know the truth now. Integrate the light and the shadow aspects. These pillars are typically a light and a dark pillar to integrate our good, bad, and ugly. Okay? I always see the High Priestess as radical acceptance. Radical acceptance with loving kindness, Forgiveness about the mistakes you made does not make you broken or imperfect. It just means that you were out of alignment with your true authentic self. And Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Chiron in Aries, Mars in, or where Venus is in Aries now, is telling us it's time to step into our true authentic self. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. That is the true, the self, the physical body self. Who am I? Who am I? This is the question that we're reflecting on this right now for you, Virgo. You are the high priestess. You are the justice card. Justice is in your favor. Justice has been served. Liberty and justice for all. Amen. I like this energy because it's so powerful and it's giving you the strength to take action. Oh, listen, I can't even make this up. The strength card here, it's giving you the strength to take action, Eight of Wands, through this magical transformation that you are going through. Ace of Swords underneath that. Divine is with you, clearing and cutting out all the fucking fat and the BS. And I'm sorry, pardon my French. I'm an Aries, if you know, a little fiery mouth of mine. But that's what Divine is doing. It's cutting out all of the fat that is no longer available to be stored in your body anymore. It's no longer available to be stored, whether that's physically or mentally, emotionally. You're walking away. You're walking away. You have the strength and the power. You see the sword is down with justice. That means the battle has been won. It's done. We're not fighting anymore. The high priestess, the original divine feminine, which is the one who is the most connected, closest connected to the Most High. Listen to that inner wisdom within your soul. Trust your innocence, because there is a song of the universe, of your soul, that is bringing you to this beautiful flight, harmonic flight of divine love. So, Virgo, my favorite quote, your T formation for the month of March. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. That is my favorite quote. Especially as an Aries here, I'm always like rushing. But nature does not hurry. All this Aries energy wants to move. But Mercury retrograde is saying in Pisces, wait, flow. Move, choose the path of least resistance. Choose the path of allowing the gracious, omnipresent divine to bless you, to move you in your perfect, harmonious, orchestrated path. The fixed signs of the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe you have fixed signs in your chart, Virgo, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. But I love this quote. Nature does not hurry, everything's accomplished. Really, really beautiful reading, Virgo. I hope that helps. I really do, because that was really beautiful. And if it does, make sure you get this video a thumbs up. Hit that like button. I always appreciate you. And if you're not already a part of my vibe chat, go ahead and subscribe. So let's go ahead and move on to Libra. Love you, Virgo. Love you, Virgo. All right. So 3913, we are starting for Libra, Divine Feminine, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the strongest energy for Libra, Divine Feminine? Strongest energy. For the month of March, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. What is missing? Everything is perfect except one thing. That's what I always hear with that Nine of Cups. Everything is perfect, but there's this one thing that might be feeling like it's missing. What is it? Justice, the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, who's this one hiding? And the Ace of Swords. Okay. I'm trying to just keep it at one, but I'm going to keep these ones up here just so I can see them because, yes, justice here. What is missing? Maybe you're feeling like there's still some justice that needs to balance itself out. Maybe that's what you're waiting for, is some balancing with the Justice card that came out from Spirit for Virgo. So maybe you have some Virgo in your chart, Libra. Maybe you're a Virgo-Libra cusp. Or maybe you're dealing with the Virgo, whatever that resonates with you. But what is happening, though, is that you are balancing. You're waiting. You're balancing. Trying to balance is what I'm hearing. Someone say, I'm trying to balance. But Libra, Divine Feminine, balance, justice is being served. Justice is out here in your favor to balance out the scales for you. You see that owl up there, the wisdom, and this also is like she's in front of a house, so this could be within your home space. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Yes, you're trying to balance out interdependence. You're trying to balance out how you can be a whole individual with also another whole individual or other whole individuals. How you can balance the scale so it's not so I'm hearing not either too independent or too codependent. Libra, you're trying to find that balance of how can I be interdependent, how I can still be fulfilling for myself, how I can still fulfill myself, how I can still feel fulfilled within my physical body, my material body, within my home, make sure I can still take care of myself and still be able to take care of all the rest of the, maybe you still have people in your household, or in your workspace. How can you balance that out is what I'm hearing. It's very specific for a very specific Divine Feminine Libra. Take it as it resonates. And Spirit is helping you find clarity in this with the Ace of Swords, okay? So have no fear. So is the Queen of Swords right here. Look, balancing, learning how to balance your mind and your heart. So you're not so logical to the point where you have no compassion for anything, or you're not too compassionate that you're so so emotionally attached that you end up giving too much and not enough for yourself, okay, Libra? And that is the shadow aspect that Libras can hold, is being a martyr and forgetting about yourself, to the point where you're trying to give love so much, but you're forgetting about yourself. So then you start resenting all the people that you're helping and giving love to, and because they're not giving it back to you. So what Spirit is saying, though, is that it's about balance. It's about being able to learn how to interdependently give to yourself and to others, and to be able to receive from others that the love that they're able to receive without needing more because you're not giving yourself enough. Does that make sense? Because it can be really impossible for other people to fill your cups or to build your pentacles if you're not building it within yourself, and then you can become dependent on their significant attention or love or pentacles. So that is a message for sure. And I hear that too. It doesn't matter where Libra's in your chart. This is a good, justice is the Libra card. So you are coming out in your own prominent space, in your own self, Divine Feminine Libra, this month of March. And that's a really beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. And it's going to be really, really empowering for you, because you're going to learn how to be able to give and receive enough where everyone's cup is full. I hope that makes sense. So Libra, Divine Feminine, I hope that was great. I hope that helped you. I'm going to move on to Libra Divine Masculine. Libra Divine Masculine for the month of March. What is the strongest energy? We have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So you are holding on to things. I'm hearing some greed. Maybe you're feeling a little bit stingy is what I'm hearing, but there's a song that's coming in my head. I get a lot of song downloads. Yeah, okay. It's a Genuine song that I've been hearing. I've been hearing throwbacks to Genuine because we had the Four of Wands. But you know that song, you may think I'm tripping, but I'm stingy and I can't fight it. Wanna keep you all to me. I'm selfish, why try to hide it? You're the only one with the only love that's strong enough to claim me. So please forgive me, I'm just stingy, but how can you blame me? Hey, this is why this song is coming through for you, divine masculine Libra, because you have the Four of Wands in the Chariot and the Sun underneath that. So yeah, you're feeling a bit stingy, a little bit. I'm hearing like greedy, like wanting, like clingy almost, like holding, like wanting to hold. And I'm seeing this love, this divine love, this because it brings you so much joy. It brings you so much light, so much joy, and it actually brings out this inner child, look at that innocence of giddiness, of pure joy, pure love. So trust that innocence. Trust your innocence. That's why Spirit wanted me to tell you about these cards, this daily divine message, because divine masculine Libra, you have 4 and 19. Maybe April 19th might be a significant number for you, or a date. But then you have the 9 of Cups underneath that. You are definitely moving, waiting, trusting in divine timing, trusting in the balance of pause and go. Because the Chariot is about knowing when it's time to move forward to battle, which is, technically is what that is about. It's this knight who's on this, these 2 stallions to go into battle. But he cannot go until he gets the clearing and the okay and the green light from the emperor, from the king, right? You can't attack until the commander says to go, right? And so it's about waiting, waiting. What's the word? It's waiting with anticipation and trust in this divine union. Okay? Because it is going to bring you a lot of joy and a lot of light and a lot of truth and a lot of bliss and a lot of ecstasy and a lot of this pure, delicious, joy that maybe you just have been waiting for, right? Lots of internal emotional fulfillment. Yeah, Page of Cups under that. So yeah, there's this like innocence, this purity. So divine masculine Libra, this month of March, Spirit, the strongest energy is the Chariot. So you may be feeling very antsy and eager and like wanting to move forward, like a little dog that's like, I just really want to eat that treat. And the master's like, no, wait. And you're just like, and so maybe you are feeling that way, and you are I'm hearing tested for your patience. You're being tested for your self-control for this union. And I'm also hearing like, yeah, with that Sun, like that bliss, that ecstasy, you're probably also like, there's an arousal is what I'm hearing. You're probably like, it could be something that like you ready to go and get it on with your divine counterpart, right? With this Four of Wands. I mean, there's no shame in the game, but maybe it's like Ramadan or Lent for people, and there's just like this act of Mercury retrograde, this space of pause, this space of purification, this space of waiting patiently, so that when the green light comes, then it is it's like even more, it's even more worth it. It's even more delicious. I hope that makes sense. So you got it, divine masculine, you got this. This is for someone spirit guide is saying, keep it in your pants. Okay. That's so funny. This is turning into a tea and tarot and tantra. Remember those nights? Back my OGs, if you've been here since day one, you know what I'm talking about. It's to do these tea and tarot and tantras. Those were fun. All right, Spirit, what you got for Divine Collective for Libra? You have the King of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of passion that wants to come through, but the King of Wands is also the leader of setting the example. You know, not moving in such haste, because you are learning you have learned how to control yourself, to lead by example. Lead by example. Okay, the Two of Crystals is the strongest message here, with the 10 of Wands and the 3 Wands that want to come through, and the 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Akashic Records. Okay, so the Two of Crystals, this balance, this harmony that's coming in, that Spirit is supporting you in, because of how heavy the burden it could be of wanting to balance things, wanting things to remain balanced, wanting things to have an equilibrium, but it's got to do its ebbs and flows, and it's got to pause, and it's got to, stop and go, and that can feel really burdensome. But this is the time to release, to surrender these burdens, to surrender these worries, because the 10 of Wands is being at the end of a cycle, end of a heavy cycle is what I'm hearing. But you see how these wands are all scattered in these different directions, and then there's this main wand here. I'm seeing this as your energy. This is the time that Spirit is asking you to balance and harmonize your energy within yourself and within your counterpart collective, and release all of these scattered energies up to Divine, and just let Divine, the ace, the one wand, ace of wand, clear, purify your space, your energy, because the path is wide open. What you are seeking is seeking you, is what I'm hearing. This portal, I'm hearing from the 3-3 portal. There's this it's almost like a signal that you sent out. You see how the signal has she sent out, and she's also, what is she? She's naked here, and so she's sitting, meditating into the universe, creating this portal through her sacral life force energy, and it's creating this portal of all that it is that you're calling in, that you're seeking, that you are magnifying and attracting in. So this month of March, Spirit is saying, Libra, to balance and harmonize, because that is the energy. Balance, harmonize, and pause. Major arcanas out here, strong, prominent energy for you, March, in the month of March. And it might feel like a battle, but the battle here is protected by the goddess Isis. And the battle is helping you. The battle is between yourself, right? The two conflicts of yourself, of like wanting to move forward, but knowing that you have to wait, kind of thing. But that's helping you cut out the unnecessary people, places, energies that are no longer yours, so you can tap into your Akashic records, that divine internal soul wisdom, releasing any kind of karmic ties, third party, whatevers, and release it all. Heartbreaks, release it all. The burdens of it all that's got your mind and your activity and your passions all scattered, and just put you into a clear sense of trust, of trust, of serenity, yeah, of serenity. So, Libra, that was really beautiful. Your T formation for the month of March is bring me the sunset in a cup. Yes, okay, that is the Divine Masculine's message here. Bring me the sunset in a cup right now. But yes, I love that one. Emily Dickinson quote there. Take that as how it fits for you. I hope that helps, Libra. Let's go ahead and carry on. If any of those messages worked and helped and resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, Libra, hit that like button. I appreciate you. Make sure you're part of my vibe tribe if you're not already. And now we are going to move into Scorpio. Divine Feminine, Scorpio. We are making good time. And try to keep it about an hour, because I used to get to up to an hour and a half, and then when I was doing all of the 12 signs, girl, it got into like 4 hours, and I don't have that kind of time or energy. I was exhausted afterwards. So we're gonna do a bite size with every 3 signs per week. That's what's coming through for my energy right now this year so far. All right. Scorpio, Divine Feminine. What is the strongest energy for Scorpio, Divine Feminine for the month of March? Sun, Moon, or Rising, wherever Scorpio is in your chart. You have the Lovers in reverse. Okay. So why is the Lovers in reverse? They want to come out upright with the Ten of Swords. Because the cycle is ending. So the Lovers in reverse is this cycle that's ending, and I'm hearing the false. You see how she's looking at herself in the mirror. I'm hearing the cycles of your false self are now coming to an end, and that's a beautiful thing, Scorpio, Divine Feminine. You are now surrendering to the conclusions that are coming to an end. You're surrendering to the false identity that you have been attached to. The ego is what I'm hearing. And so that you can, because this is the strongest energy, because I'm only keeping one here for the strongest energy, and the Lovers wants to be out. You're now seeing truly the beauty, the divinity that you are. You are now embracing and expressing your true divinity. You're expressing your love authentically and I'm hearing with pride, without shame. So this could also be your sexuality that you are also being proud of. It says love is love. It does not matter who you are, what you look like, where you come from. Love is love. And the first step in acknowledging the love that we are is to look in the mirror and fall in love with the love that you are, Divine Feminine, Scorpio. Okay? And this Moon card here at the bottom of the deck is beautiful, because this is about your emotional, your intuitive, that divine feminine essence of you. The feminine energy is not about gender. Masculine energy is not about gender. We all carry it within us, because the feminine is the non-physical. It is the sensations, the emotions, okay? The creative, the ideas that come into conception. The masculine is what takes those emotions, those ideas, and brings it into physical fruition. That's why we need both of those balances. And I say this in just about every single one of my readings, just so that we can understand a little bit more, because even when I explain it, there are still people in the comments being like, that's what they say. Verbatim. That's what I read. And so I have to explain this over and over, because even for me, it was really hard to recognize this, because we have been taught so hard that feminine equals woman or girl and masculine equals man or boy. And we can only be in one role, and we can't switch and blah, 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 blah. But that's not true. Okay? That's not true. And also, depending on your natal chart, you might have more feminine signs in your chart if you are a man. You might have more masculine signs in your chart if you're a female. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all energy. And so this energy, this moon, this mama moon is coming through to help you tap into your divine femininity. And I'm seeing 10, 10, 10, which is the completions. To complete the cycles that are not serving you, the cycles that are not in alignment with your truth. And I'm also seeing the rainbow of all the chakras, of your true energetic essence. So tap into that beautiful, intuitive, and emotional space that you are and fall in love with you, divine feminine Scorpio, so that you can fall in love with everything around you, so that you can receive the love that wants to come into you. Okay, divine feminine? That's really beautiful. I hope that helps. Because again, and they say it's very cliche, you can't love anybody until you love yourself. But yes, that is want. But the truth is that. The truth is, if you really want to experience the full vastness of love, you have to allow yourself to experience it within yourself and and give it to yourself so you can know how to receive it. Because you can want it all day and you may not even realize that you got all this incoming love at you, but because you don't know how to feel it, because you're not giving it to yourself, you are literally deflecting and rejecting and resisting all the love that is here to come, that is all surrounding you. And then you try to get it from a counterpart, so to speak. But then you're like, why am I not getting, it's not enough. And he's got to be my significant, she's got to be my significant. But significant others, I had a coach call me out on this one time because I didn't want to do my work. And he was like, what do you want to do? I said, I just want to hang out with my boo. And he was like, of course you do, because it's so easy to get your significance from your significant other. It's so easy to feel significant and good about yourself when you got somebody pouring and showering love all into you. Of course we want that. However, that brings us to a codependency. It brings us to we put our source into our significant other. We put our value into how much our significant other values us. So if they're having a bad day or if they need their own space, you taking it personally because now all of a sudden the significance that they were pouring into you is not coming through and you feel unworthy, unloved. But the truth is, that's what we're ending. That's what we're ending, that codependent cycle, because it is not our significant other's responsibility to bring our own significance within ourselves. They are not the source of our significance. You hear me, divine feminine Scorpio? Your significant other is not the source of your significance. The gracious, omnipresent divine. You are a direct link, a direct funnel of source, and that pours into you. That is what brings you your significance, so that no matter what, and I'm taking this for my own message as well, because I be in my head all day long sometimes being like, what I gotta about by that? You like my little light language? That's when I talk to myself. That's what it sounds like. And I'll be hearing all this chatter, all because I didn't get a text in the timely manner I wanted, or they didn't respond over, and when they said they was going to call me back, and all these things. But when we feel our own significance, when we fill our own cups from source, from gracious, omnipresent, divine, God, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it, and it pours into you, and you love yourself so much that you can look in the mirror and say, I love who I'm looking at. I love everything about that. And there's still going to be things that you might want to change or things, but when you can keep moving towards saying, I love everything. I love me. Love is love. Love is love. I love all my, imperfection and what I might call imperfect scars and wounds and stretch marks and body parts. Right? That's why Christina Aguilera's song was in my head when I first started this live. I am beautiful in every single way, right? Don't let the words bring you down. Don't let these fears, these false egos, false emotions, false expectations of who you think you have to be in order to be lovable. or the false expectations of, you know, other people have to pour into you, and you are dependent on other people for your source of significance, Divine Feminine Scorpio. I had to give you a little bit of extra love on that one because someone needed to hear it. Thank you, Spirit. I received that too. So let's move into Divine Masculine Scorpio. Divine Masculine Scorpio. This is our final sign for the night. I'm going to read the masculine, and then I'm going to read for Spirit for this collective, and then our tea from sign out. So I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, hit that like button. I always appreciate you. We have the 7 of, what are you? The Wands in reverse. So this is kind of, again, giving me a little bit of that internal conflict or doubt of trusting yourself. Yeah, but it wants to stay out and come out upright because feminine or divine masculine Scorpio, you are learning to be immune to other people's opinions, right? We are learning, because this is what it says on the back here. Don Miguel Ruiz from the Four Agreements says, what others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. So this is what you're learning with the 7 of Wands. You might be having felt this beautiful wish. Okay, I'm seeing 1111. That is the gates to heaven, your divine wish fulfilled. The wish you have had upon a star is now here, is what I'm hearing. The wish you have been holding, that you have been praying for, is now here with the star card, Aquarius energy. So Scorpio, you might also have some Aquarius in your chart. Or I also think of Sagittarius too. Because Sagittarius is very hopeful and optimistic. But we have the Aquarius energy here. And we have 7 of Wands and 17. So 717 is a significant number. Maybe a significant number for you, but I always think of it as a significant number, powerful number of divine union as well. I don't know why, just for some reason, I guess maybe I heard it somewhere, and now I just, whenever I see 717, that's what I think. But you are learning how to not let the external circumstances and the external opinions of others infiltrate this and sabotage this wish fulfillment. You're learning how to balance your feminine and your masculine. You're learning how to look at this, what we were just talking about, divine feminine Scorpio, of receiving the source energy from the gracious, omnipresent, divine God, God, and pouring it back into you. That's what the water, pouring water into water is about. Pouring it back into you, as well as pouring it into earth. But, you know, she's literally sitting in water, pouring water into water. People would be like, what are you doing? That makes no sense. But it's a metaphor of pouring back into you. Taking from, receiving from the gracious, omnipresent, divine, that source of significance, and pouring it back into you. That way you can stand firm when you are being up against doubt, fear, whether it's from your own mind or other people. This one, it looks like it's from other people, right? People might be having their own opinions about this wish that you want to do, that you have been praying for. They may have always constantly made you feel silly for it. And that's why it was in reverse when I first shuffled the deck. Because you have been fighting that doubt, that internal doubt, that this is too good to be true, that I'm not worthy of this, that I can't actually bring this wish into manifestation. But if this wish is on your heart, babe, that is for you. It's not for anybody else. And that's what other people don't realize, is they think that they can put all their energy into trying to make your dream not real, when in the first place it was never their freaking dream to even have an opinion about. So that's why you're like, back up. I'm so over it. Like, I'm feeling somebody's spirit, guys, just being like, get off. Like, like, get off. Like, it's gross. Like, get off of me is what I'm hearing. Like, no, not anymore. This is my dream. This is my wish. This is my heart. This is my path. And it is not for you to decide. Look, that's why the Six of Swords is here at the bottom of the deck. Because you're moving. You might actually literally be moving because you can't even stand it anymore. Another Aquarius energy. But this is about moving to calmer waters, getting out of Dodge, getting out of the energy that is just suffocating you so that you can truly live. This is the strongest energy here, the Star. So that you can truly manifest your God-given wish that you agreed to, that you and God decided, I'm a go into this earth. This is how I like to believe it. And then you had this conversation like, all right, God, this is what we about to do. Okay, we about to head onto this earth. I'm gonna be in this plane. I'm gonna go down to this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this thing. And you may forget that, like, maybe all the things forgot it was gonna be such a battle. You're gonna have to break so many cycles. And you were like, yeah, no, we gonna figure this out. But all I do know is that my wish is going to be fulfilled. All I do know is that whatever it is that I was put onto this earth, that I agreed to come to this earth to do, is going to be done. Now you just have to remember. Now you just have to say, don't let anything else get in your way. Now you just have to surrender to all the things that are false and no longer aligned with your true authentic self. Okay, Scorpio, divine masculine and feminine. But I hope that makes sense. Yet the Queen of Wands underneath that is of confidence. Move in confidence. Today, I choose to be confident. This is the confident queen. She's sexy and she knows it, and she is not apologetic about it. And look, she has the black cat, which gives me Bastet, the goddess Bastet, Egyptian goddess that I've been learning a little bit more about. She is the protector over our feminine and our children. The protector over that I'm hearing the parts of us that we have been stuffing down. The protector over the parts of us that people have been shunning out because it's not as pretty or as admirable or as soft as that they would like it, and it makes them uncomfortable. And Bastet is saying, no mas. I am here to protect you so that you can stand in your truth, so you can stand in your Queen and King of Pentacles. This grounded, divine counterpartship. One is confident and sexy, and the other is grounded and stable and rooted. And this is what you don't see at the bottom of the deck. This is where you're coming into, Scorpio divine masculine, for this month of March. Why? Because you chose to get the F out of the places that are just soul sucking you. That's what I gotta say. Tink tink. Okay. Hang one under that. Yeah. Your perspective has shifted. It's shifting. That's really beautiful, and it's very powerful. I really like that for you, Scorpio divine masculine. So let's see what Spirit has to say, and we shall be done. This was a really beautiful and powerful read for everyone. I hope you enjoyed this reading tonight, and if you did, definitely hit that like button. Let's see. Spirit is saying you have perspective and 10 of Cups here in the reverse with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, so I'm going to put these upright, but I am going to notice that they are in reverse here. I'm going to recognize, because I think what I'm hearing is this paradigm shift, especially because the Hanged Man was underneath that for the divine masculine. You are going through a major paradigm shift, a perspective shift. What you need to do is shift your perspective from glass half empty to glass half full. Hence the 10 of Cups. Okay? When you shift your perspective to follow your heart instead of your mind, instead of the logical, rational brain, instead of what other people are saying, that's when you can really move into your true abundance. This is another King of Pentacles for the second time to confirm with the divine masculine. And Spirit is here, Ace of Wands, to help clear out the energy, clear your path, so that when you follow your heart, follow your bliss, it will lead you into abundance. It will lead you into abundance. It will lead you into a brand new portal that all you got to do is take this leap and leave everything that you've ever known behind. That's all you got to do. Easier said than done, yes, I know. But when you do take that leap, you're going to land in this portal of new beginnings, of Queen of Cups. You're going to land in the portal. I see the Akashic records coming through. You are going to awaken a wisdom within your soul when you follow that heart, that mission, that dream, that wish, whatever you have always had on your heart. Whether it's a love, a lover, a passion, purpose, a project, a mission, whatever the case is, you are learning how to start with the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. You are learning how to trust in your dream for yourself, and you're learning to shift the perspective from lack to abundance, from glasses half empty to your happily ever after is yours. It's already yours. You just have to align with it. You just have to allow yourself to receive it. Literally, allow yourself to receive it. Open your heart up, says the King of Crystals. Open your heart up and allow this beautiful, abundant life, love, blessings, beauties, and benefits come into without guilt or shame or fear or doubt, because it's yours. Okay? Really beautiful. I hope that helps, Scorpio. So your T formation, our final T formation of the night is, thank you all for being here. I always appreciate you. Aw, friendship is a sheltering tree. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. This is beautiful. I love this for the month of March. Scorpio, rely on your friends. Rely on the friendship that you are building, the friendship within yourself. Be your own best friend. Talk to yourself the way that you would talk to your best friend. Encourage yourself the way you would encourage your best friend, right? Support yourself the way you would support your best friend in their dreams. And just like your best friend would reflect back to you, a divine counterpart reflects back to you, your true, authentic self. Sometimes your divine counterpart also reflects back to you the parts of you that you are releasing, or needing to at least. And that is okay, but I'm hearing speak to yourself as if you are speaking to your best friend, because friendship. And then also call upon your friends right now if you need to right now, and surround yourself by people who are loving and supporting and warm and comforting if you can. That's also part of this 10 of Cups. It's your vibe tribe. All right, so I really hope that helps. I really love this message, and this was really beautiful. I received all of them. And I thank you all for being here. If you enjoyed this message, make sure you hit that like button on your way in or out. If I'm going to timestamp, so if you need to go back and listen back to Virgo or Libra or the Daily Divine message that came through in the first 20 minutes, which was awesome, you can definitely just go back to, I will put the timestamp in the comments section below. And if you're not a part of my vibe tribe, as we are small but mighty and slowly and beautifully growing here on YouTube on my channel, Princess Leah 888. Definitely subscribe, hit that like button, and hit the notification bell as well, so you can know whenever I'm going live for all sorts of different things. All right, well, until next time, you guys, thank you so much. I will see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.